All right, Tyler. This is the gun I'm talking about. It is a Drozd Blackbird. I guess Belial or I don't know, Bicol. It's got some funky name. Manufactures a stupid thing in Russia, as you can see right there. So this one I got a red dot installed on. The red dot has multiple, what is it, brightness settings. It's also got different colored dots, so you can do, I don't know if you can see this here. Okay, so it's got a red dot, and you can turn it off. A couple brightness, it's also got a green dot. So depending on what kind of time of day it is, sometimes it's easier to see the green dot, sometimes it's easier to see the red dot. So anyway, that's that. I really cannot stress enough that this thing, it looks like a toy, and it kind of is a toy, but it's not really a toy to be taken lightly, right? So this thing shoots full auto, so it will easily shred somebody if you end up hitting them. It'll also bounce a lot of BBs back depending on what you're hitting. So if you hit like a TV or a hard piece of stone or whatever, something like that, it will kick back and send a bunch of BBs your way. So you gotta wear safety goggles with the stupid thing. So this here is your feeder and your mag, basically, all in one. BBs sit in here. They get fed down through a series of channels and straight up the tube here, which then plugs in up here. And then inside of this mechanism, you've got, right behind here, you've got what's called a solenoid. And so that solenoid basically just hits and releases a certain amount of compressed air very, very rapidly. So when it's firing, it's going to sound kind of like a woodpecker going off. This has some settings from the factory. You could shoot 1, 3, or 5 round burst. I disabled all that because I put a chip in here. So inside this housing is a little PC board, and inside of that there's a chip that you can replace. The factory one allows you to shoot 1, 3, or was it 5? Yeah, 5 round bursts. And on this side, you choose whether you want to shoot the rate of fire, whether you want to shoot 300, now where is it, 300, 450, or 600. Now the chip that I replaced basically takes that up to, I'm trying to think of the speeds, I think it's like around 600 to start on the low end, then I think it's 750, and I think it's either 900 or 1100. So you can basically just disregard these numbers here, all right? They don't mean anything at this point, other than, you know, slow, medium, and really fast, just obscenely fast. So anyway, just know that that's what's inside this stupid thing. The PC board is soldered on. I had to do it myself. It was a royal pain in the butt. The soldering is absolutely horrendous. It was probably the worst job of soldering I've ever done. So in here you got at the top your battery compartment. That's what powers the solenoid. So in this case, this runs off of 6 AA batteries. I understand that you can replace those and get a battery pack like an RC car. I never bothered with that. I just used the regular AA batteries because they seem to work fine. Good enough for me. Back here you got your stock. This is detachable. You can unscrew the screws here and here. Sorry, I keep pointing to these things. You can unscrew them here and here, and basically this whole piece will pull right off. I don't see any advantage in doing that. In fact, I think it's probably better to leave it alone and leave it on. You get a little more stability that way. You know, shoulder firing the thing, you can get better aim. So leave it alone, will you? The trigger itself, it's nothing fancy. Just pull the trigger, and that's as fast as you're shooting. So if you hold it down, you will be shooting full auto. If you just press it for a second, you'll be shooting burst. Just hit it once, and you'll be single shot. So a little bit of practice, you'll figure out how it works here. The front has this fake noise suppressor. It's just a piece of plastic. The barrel is actually steel all the way back, but this is just cheap plastic. It's nothing to get in a twist over. I guess it looks kind of cool, but that's about all it does. and it does not seem to affect accuracy. So anyways, like I said, this here is your mag. Your BBs get fed through this. I don't know if you can see down in here. There's a whole bunch of BBs in there. It doesn't matter whether they get fed, you know, in one slot or the other. You can see that little rectangle or square closer to me. You know, they're all mixed in there, so don't worry about that. And then you can see the actual mechanism. So basically what that solenoid is going to be doing, that little motor inside, is going to be hitting this, and that's what releases the BB and a little burst of compressed air, all at the same time, all in one smooth motion basically. So let's go ahead and plug this back in. That kind of sits in there like that. And then the power, this mechanism is actually right here. So this has to be plugged in like that. This can get, you know, you could rip this right out if you had to or you wanted to. I don't see any reason why you would, except when you're powering it off. Don't leave this plugged in when it's powered off, okay? So I got no batteries in here right now, so it's not going to turn on until I do the full demo. But that's the idea behind that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at